Detroit Tigers. Chicago also said hello to a couple of new faces in White Sox uniforms, Tim Raines and here, Bo Jackson. In Chicago uniform, of course, not on the roster. And a little of the old and a little of the new for the new Comiskey Park, including the scoreboard. Bo Jackson talking things over with Torborg before the game, and this is the exterior of the new Comiskey Park. This park was built at a cost of $135 million and seats 44,702. Governor James Thompson of Illinois threw out the first pitch, just a bit outside. The Commissioner of Baseball, Fay Vincent, was on hand for this milestone day, and the sentiments are expressed. Jack McDowell gets the honor of being on the mound for the first pitch at New Comiskey Park. It's a ball, and this ball is taken out of play, destined for a showcase. Tony Phillips, the first batter at New Comiskey Park for Detroit, he gets the honor of being the first batter. He gets the dishonor of flying out. Corey Snyder with the catch. Now the first base hit ever at Comiskey Park number 2 is Alan Trammell's infield single, the second man up in the first inning for Detroit. Ozzie Guillen tried to make the play, but it's an infield hit. Robin Ventura has the honor in the bottom of the first inning against Frank Tanana, the first hit for White Sox at New Comiskey Park. It's a bunt single. This game is scoreless early. If you're wondering what old Comiskey Park looks like, well, here it is. Looks like a bomb hit it. Top 3, it's scoreless. Jack McDowell pitching to Alan Trammell. The Detroit shortstop singles into right field. Travis Fryman scores 1-0 Detroit, the first RBI and run scored at the New Comiskey Park. Same inning, Cecil Fielder at the plate with 2 men on, and he hits a 3-run home run to the opposite field, the first home run at Comiskey Park number 2. For Fielder, his first homer of the year. It was a 4-0 Detroit lead. In the same inning, Rob Deere comes through with a 2-run home run to left field, and this was Deere's first homer of the year. That was all for Jack McDowell, leaving with a 6-0 deficit in the third. The Tigers already have 4 runs in the inning when Rob Deere hits his second homer of the game, a 2-run shot, and that makes it 12-0 Detroit. Second homer of the year for Deere, and that's followed by a 3-run shot in the same 4th inning by Tony Phillips. 15-0, Sox trailing in the 4th. One more for Detroit in the inning makes it a 10-run inning, and Detroit led it after 4, 16-0. With the score the same in the 8th inning, here's something you don't see every day. That's the physique of Frank Tanana at the plate. And he strikes out against Don Paul and then decides to take a bow for his efforts. Tip your cap. Tanana may not have been stellar on offense, but he was on defense. 9 shutout innings, a 16-0 shutout, getting Sammy Sosa ground back to the pitcher to end it. Frank Tanana with the winner 1-1, Jack McDowell the loser 2-1, 16-0 Detroit.
Thursday night at St. Louis, the Cardinals' home opener as they take on the Philadelphia Phillies, and it rained for the better part of 2 hours before they eventually called it off. Here, the fans got to see the Blues taking on the Minnesota North Stars, and they didn't like what they saw in that game as it was played. The North Stars led it 2-0. The game will be scheduled as part of a twilight doubleheader Saturday night.
Cold Boston, Massachusetts on Thursday afternoon. The Boston Red Sox hosting the Kansas City Royals in a great pitcher's duel between Brett Saberhagen of Kansas City and Roger Clemens of Boston. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Brett Saberhagen strikes out Tim Naring. Saberhagen went 7 innings, allowing only 4 hits, 1 run, and struck out 5 batters. But later in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Jody Reed would put Boston ahead. Here, Reed will loft a single to left field. It scores Wade Boggs from first base. Jim Eisenreich of Kansas City lets the ball go by him. Boggs will score all the way from first base on the error to Jim Eisenreich, and this gave Boston a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that's all Roger Clemens would need. Here in the top of the 4th inning, he strikes out Kevin Seitzer. Clemens went 8 innings, allowing only 3 hits, no runs, and he struck out 10 batters. Clemens improves his record to 3-0. We move now to the top of the 9th inning. Jeff Reardon will get Kurt Stillwell to fly out to right field for the final out. The Red Sox win 1-0. Clemens is the winner. Brett Saberhagen's the loser. Jeff Reardon gets his 2nd save of the year. The Red Sox sweep the 3-game series with the Kansas City Royals.
Thursday night at California, it's the California Angels taking on Tony La Russa and the Oakland A's. And then the bottom of the 1st inning with no score, it's Wally Joyner up. First Kirk Dressendorfer, and he'll single to right field. Coming around to score is Luis Polonia, and he gives the Angels an early 1-0 lead. Going now to the top of the second inning, Ernest Riles. He will connect off Scott Lewis down the right field line. It barely makes it over the fence. It's a home run, though. For Riles, it's his first of the season, first as an Oakland A, and we are tied at 1. Going now to the bottom of the fourth inning, speaking of firsts, Gary Gaetti will get his first home run as a California Angel. This one just over Willie Wilson's outstretched glove. Gaetti again, his first home run of the season, RBI number 6, and the Angels led it 2-1. Here you see Willie Wilson with the gallant effort, but it just goes over his glove. Staying now in the bottom of the fourth inning, Luis Polonia up at bat with Donnie Hill on second base, and Polonia will come through with the base hit to center field. Donnie Hill will come in to score easily and give the Angels a 3-1 lead. It stayed that way until the bottom of the seventh inning with bases loaded. It's Junior Felix against Dana Allison, and he'll drill this deep to right field just over Harold Baines' glove. Wally Joyner, Gary Gaetti, and Donnie Hill all come around to score. Junior Felix on third base with a stand-up triple, and the California Angels lead it 6-1. Then just one batter later, Dave Gallagher will bloop this up. Looks like the third out of the inning. But Mike Gallego, Harold Baines, and Dave Henderson decide to let it fall in. Why not another one? And it's 7-1. Buck Gallagher is thrown out at second as he gets greedy. The Angels win it 7-1.
Thursday night in Pittsburgh, the Pirates playing host to Rick Sutcliffe and the Chicago Cubs. Sutcliffe making his first start of the season. He was activated earlier in the day after coming back from a shoulder injury. In the bottom of the third, he gets in a jam, bases loaded and 2 outs. Bobby Bonilla with a single to left field. Jeff King and Jay Bell score. It's 2-0 Pirates. RBIs 5 and 6 for Bonilla. It's too much for Sean Dunston to handle, but the Cubs would come back. Rick Sutcliffe went 6 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. He walked 2 batters and struck out 2. In the bottom of the 5th, he strikes out Jay Bell, and at one point Sutcliffe retired 10 straight. In the top of the 6th with 1 out, Ryan Sandberg broke an 0-for-19 slump with a single. And then it's Mark Grace with the triple down the right field line off Doug Drabeck. It's bobbled by Bobby Bonilla. Ryan Sandberg scores to make it 2-1 Pittsburgh. Grace's 6th RBI of the season, his first triple of the year. Still in the top of the 6th, George Bell with the check swing single to left field. That brings home Mark Grace from third base, and the game is all tied up at 2 apiece. The Cubs get the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th to pick up their 6th straight win. With 1 out, Dwight Smith was intentionally walked to load the bases, and Doug DeCenzo with the high chopper to short. They get the force play at second, but Damon Berryhill scores to make it 3-2 Chicago, DeCenzo's 3rd RBI of the year. Still in the top of the 7th, runners on second and third with 2 outs. It's Barry Bonds coming up with a nice catch for the Pirates. He flags down Ryan Sandberg's long drive to left field. And the Pirates get out of the inning only trailing by 1, but that was enough for the Cubs. Barry Bonds with the last chance effort for the Pirates in the bottom of the 9th, and Paul Asemacher strikes him out to end the game as the Cubs hang on for the 3-2 win. Asemacher's first save of the season. Rick Sutcliffe is 1-0. He won for the first time since October 1st, 1989. Doug Drabeck falls to 0-3. The Cubs pitchers retired the last 19 batters faced.
Thursday evening in Cleveland, John McNamara and the Indians took on the Texas Rangers. And in the top of the 3rd inning, Texas broke out 4 runs first. Mario Diaz blew to single right field, and Gary Pettis scored on a play at home plate, and the Rangers led 1-0. Then 1 out later, they increased the lead to 3-0, as Ruben Sierra blew to single to left field, and Albert Bell made a bad play trying to shoestring the ball and missed it, and the Rangers led 3-0 as Brian Downing and Diaz scored. This was ruled a single and an error, and 2 RBIs for Sierra. The next batter was Julio Franco, and Franco lined a single right field, knocking in Sierra, as Sandy Alomar Jr. dropped the ball on a play at the plate, and the Rangers led 4-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Then in the top of the 4th inning, the Rangers threatened again, but a nice play by Carlos Biarga at third base saved the run, as he made a diving stop on Gary Pettis' ground ball to third base and threw him out 5-3. Nice play by Biarga. In the top of the 5th inning, though, Texas did increase its lead to 6-0, as Julio Franco belted his first home run of the season, a 2-run shot to the facade in left field. Rafael Palmeiro scored a home run, and the Rangers led 6-0. Meanwhile, Bobby Witt, Texas starter, was cruising along, and here in the bottom of the 6th inning, he struck out Albert Bell for his 6th strikeout of the game to end the bottom of the 6th. This game not the most exciting game in the world, according to Nolan Ryan. The Rangers went on a win by a score of 7-0